Picture this. It's 1879, and a new play hits the stage that causes an absolute scandal. It's so revolutionary that some theaters flat out refuse to perform it as written. The play was Henrik Ibsen's A Doll's House. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the first couple of acts and see how Ibsen masterfully builds this picture-perfect life just so he can set it up for one of the most explosive endings in theater history.
Right from the get-go, we meet the man of the house, Torvald Helmer, and you learn everything you need to know from the way he talks to his wife Nora. He calls her his little lark, his little squirrel. Kinda sweet, right? Well, listen a little closer. He's not talking to a partner. He's talking to a pet. It's patronizing, it's controlling, and it's our very first clue that this perfect home might actually be a cage.
So that's really the big question we're digging into. On the surface, the Helmers have it all. I mean, a beautiful home, great kids, a big promotion at the bank. They've made it. But you just know that behind that perfect shiny facade, there's a secret. And it's ticking away like a time bomb, just waiting to blow their entire world to pieces.
So, let's set the scene. It's Christmas Eve, the house is warm, the tree is about to be decorated, and everyone is in high spirits. Why? Because Torvald just got a huge promotion. He's the new bank manager. For the first time, they're not going to have to worry about money. It really seems like the beginning of a whole new, wonderful life for them.
So let's talk about these two, Torvald and Nora. Torvald is the king of his castle. He's in charge of everything, especially the money. And Nora? She plays the part of the perfect little wife beautifully. She's charming, she's playful, but check out that tiny detail. She's secretly eating macarons, something he's forbidden. It seems small, but that little act of rebellion is a huge hint that Nora has secrets.
Okay, you have to get this about Torvald. For him, debt isn't just a financial problem, it's a moral sickness. He truly believes that a home with debt is ugly, that it has no freedom or beauty. It's basically a stain on your character. This is his #1 rule. And, oh man, is that about to become incredibly ironic.
The perfect illusion starts to wobble when an old friend of Nora's, Mrs. Lind, shows up. Now, Mrs. Lind has had a tough life. She's a widow, she's had to work hard, she knows what poverty is. She's the complete opposite of Nora. And seeing her old friend makes Nora want to prove she's not just some silly little doll. So, she decides to share a secret, a really big one.
So, here's the backstory. A while back, early in their marriage, Torvald got incredibly sick from overworking. He was basically on his deathbed. The doctor said there was only one thing that could save him. He had to spend a whole year in Italy, in a warmer climate. Great, right? Except a trip like that would cost a fortune.
250 pounds. Let's just put that into perspective. For a young couple back then with basically no money, that was an insane amount, like an impossible sum. But they went on the trip. Torvald was saved. So the big question is, where on earth did they get the money?
Well, Torvald has always been told that the money was a gift from Nora's father. Simple enough. But Nora tells Mrs. Lind the truth. Her dad didn't give them a penny. She got the money. She, a woman in the 19th century with zero legal power to do something like this, went out and got a loan all by herself. This is her proudest secret. She's the one who saved her husband's life.
Just as Nora is feeling proud of what she pulled off, the past literally walks through her front door. A man named Niels Krogstad shows up. He works at the bank and he's not there for a friendly Christmas chat. The second he walks in, the whole mood of the house just goes cold.
And here is where everything ignites. So, get this. Krogstad, he's the guy who gave Nora the loan. He also has a pretty shady past, and Torvald, Mr. Morality himself, is planning on firing him. So Krogstad gives Nora an ultimatum. Use your wifely influence to save my job, or I tell your husband everything. It's straight up blackmail.
But as Krogstad starts applying the pressure, we realize this is way bigger than just a secret loan. That would be embarrassing, sure, but this is something much, much darker. What Nora did wasn't just against the social rules, it was against the law. And the risk isn't just shame, it's complete and utter ruin.
Now you're probably asking the same question Krogstad is. How did she even do that? Back then, a woman couldn't get a loan without a man to co-sign for her. It had to be her husband or her father. She couldn't ask Torvald, obviously. So who signed the papers?
And there it is, the bombshell. Krogstad has the paperwork, and he points out one little problem. The signature from Nora's father is dated October 2nd. But her father had died on September 29th. He signed the document 3 days after he was dead. It's impossible.
And Nora, she admits it. I wrote Papa's name. She explains she did it to save her husband and to spare her dying father from any more worry. In her mind, it was an act of love. She did what she had to do. But in the eyes of the law, it has a very different name: forgery, a serious crime.
And you can just feel the trap snapping shut. The very man she committed this crime to save is now, unknowingly, her judge. And the truly terrifying part? We, and Nora, already know exactly what his verdict will be, because we've heard him talk. He's made his opinions crystal clear.
This is Torvald, going on a self-righteous rant about Krogstad's own past mistakes. He says that a person who lies and deceives literally poisons their home, that they infect their own children with germs of evil. He's convinced that a deceitful parent will absolutely ruin their kids.
And the irony is just crushing. The whole time he's saying this, he has absolutely no clue that he's perfectly describing his own wife, his own home. He has just condemned Nora for the exact same crime, right to her face, without even realizing it. The walls are closing in fast.
And then it all happens in a flash. Nora begs Torvald not to fire Krogstad, but he just brushes her off. He sends the dismissal letter. Krogstad immediately retaliates. He writes a letter of his own, spelling out every detail of the loan and the forgery, and then he drops it into their locked letterbox. And the only person with a key is Torvald.
So in a last desperate attempt to distract him from that letterbox, Nora starts practicing a dance for a party, the Tarantella, and it becomes this wild, frantic, almost violent dance. She's completely losing control. She is literally dancing for her life, trying to keep the terrible truth locked away for just a little longer.
And that's where we leave it, hanging on a knife's edge. Because Nora still has this flicker of hope. She believes a wonderful thing is going to happen. She thinks that when Torvald finds out she committed a crime out of pure love for him, he'll stand up and protect her, maybe even take the blame himself. But after everything we've seen from him, is that realistic? Are we about to see a miracle, or are we about to watch this entire doll's house get shattered into a million pieces?